Hi Sahara, welcome to Carol's Universe. I'm going to just pull this up a little bit because we've got a big spread to do. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Hi Sahara, welcome to Carol's Universe, tarot readings from the heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your 21 card Gypsy Tarot spread. This is a 30-minute reading. Whoops, let's pull this out here. Okay, so you say, I've just placed an order for a 1-question Gypsy spread reading. My visit to another state with my friend is coming to an end, so I'll have to go back to my state soon. And per my last reading, you were correct. The old feelings have come back. You know, the thing with me is, because I do so many readings, and I won't lie to you, you tend to forget what happened in another reading, and I don't usually revisit, even when somebody, I have a lot of people that come back and say, you were right, this happened, and that happened, and this, that, and the other, but I just don't remember it, which is why I think I sent you an email just like confirming receipt of your, of your question and your payment, but I needed additional information of your zodiac signs. I also needed, because it's important that I have zodiac signs, because if other people show up in readings, I don't know whether you're this person or not. That's the only thing. What I might do, let me just have a look at something here. Because, let's have a look. So, the last reading that you had from me was on the 12th, I think. Was it either the 11th? I think it might have... Is that... Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was, you might have given me your date of birth then. 1 minute. So, at that point, it was a... I'm sure that this is you. It's got your name on it. Okay. Sorry about this. All right, is this the friend that you went to see then? So July 28th is your birthday, so you're actually a Leo. And this guy is July 9th, so he's a Cancerian. So you're a Leo, he's a Cancerian. All right, so initially you wrote to me, you say, been friends with this guy since 2014, but we lost contact in 2016 because he moved away. We just reconnected last month and I'm hoping to visit him next year sometime. I want to be more than friends, but it has never happened. So question 1, when I visit him, is there any possibility of our relationship moving forward, or will I just get hurt? Is that right? Is that the friend that you speak of? Because I didn't get I think because I forgot completely about the situation, I think you were just visiting a friend and then you were asking something else. I understand now. I had to find this email because I didn't understand really what you were asking. Well, I knew what you were asking, but I didn't know how it connected with you going to see a friend. Now I understand that this is the friend that you went to see. Is that right? Okay. Then the Six of Cups and Temperance is suggesting a deep connection between the both of you that is harmonious and balanced. The King of Cups is the next card, which I believe to be him, as he is a Cancerian. Yeah, that's right. And the King of Cups is this sign. He is showing us having an emotional interest and being emotionally invested in a strong union with you, the lovers. There seems to be the offer of a commitment by the end of your trip with this man. I do not see you getting hurt, Sahara. In fact, it is quite the opposite. This man, according to the cards, will be serious about you and vice versa. But I said that there is a strong, feelings from the past will come back. But I get that he didn't give you a complete commitment then. How long will it take? I did a 1-card timing card on this question. The cards that showed up were the 10 of Wands. This suggests from the time you see him, it could take either 10 days, 10 weeks, or 10 months for your relationship to become serious and move forward. So I was seeing the relationship becoming serious, but I was saying that from the time you went to see him to the time you became an item would be around 10 weeks, 10 months. Possibly could also be December 2019, I wrote, as this card is representative of the time. So, okay, right, so I've got my grounding then. Sorry, I had to go through that because when you sent this question and then you wrote, my visit to another state with my friend is coming, so that's what it is. The thing is, because your reading was long ago, I wouldn't have remembered anything of that reading whatsoever, because I read for a lot of people, so I don't remember people's situations, which is why I didn't quite get, this is why I wrote back and said, are you currently seeing this person? That's why I wrote back to you. You probably didn't come back to me because you thought, what's she talking about? But the thing is, just remember that, you know, I won't remember your reading. I do them. It's not that I don't care. I do them, Sahara, but because I have a lot of clients, you know, you can't retain all this information about everybody that you read for. So I'll have to go back to my state, and per my last reading, you were correct. The old things have come back. My new question is, what is the future development of our relationship? Will we ever be... Oh, I get it now. Okay, right. Thank the Lord for that. Sorry about that. I know it took 5 minutes, but I just didn't know what the hell was going on. Now I understand that this is the friend you went to see, because I looked back at the other email and you said you were going to visit him. Alright, I get it now. I understand it. Whew. Sorry. I understand it. I just didn't get it because I didn't remember the reading. Okay, so Universe Spirit in a 21 card Gypsy Tarot spread. Show me, Sahara Parker went to see this man, as she said. The old feelings came back, but she's wondering. I remember I did say that from the time you went to see him, Sahara, it would be 10 weeks, 10 days, 10 months that you would take. We're going to have a look at this. Will they only ever be friends, or is there a chance for more? Is there a chance for more? So Universe Spirit, I want you to show me the mental and emotional around the situation from both their points of view. What's going on in the present situation between Sahara? She is a Leo and this guy is a Cancerian. What are the hopes and desires? I think from his end, I want to have a look from... Actually, we're going to do it with him. We're going to do it concerning him, because obviously we know what your intentions are. We don't know what his intentions are, okay? So we start again, Universe. In the mental and emotional, how does this Cancerian man feel for mentally and emotionally towards Sahara? Show me the personal situation going on between them in column 2. Show me what this man's hopes and desires are concerning the relationship. So I want to see everything from his perspective. Then show me what his expectations are of the relationship. Can you show me also hidden factors? What is coming in, or what could be going on that Sahara doesn't know about? Position 6, please. Can you show me in the next 6 months what you see coming in for this man and Sahara? And in column 7, just give me the overall outcome of their relationship in the next 6 months. Show me. Alright, there we go. Let's split the deck. 1, 2 and 3. And we're going to go 1, 2 and 3. And we're going to start laying the cards out. Okay, sorry it's taking time to start your reading, darling. It's just that that's the way that I roll, basically, as a reader. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Just make sure I've got it the right way. 4. I've given my instructions to the universe how they need to do. 5, 6, and 7. Okay, I'm going to need to pick that up. I think I'll pick up the camera in a moment once I've laid down all the cards, so we get a clear view on all those cards. Okay, there we go. There and there, and then we've got this, 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 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, there we go. Let's have a look for you, Sahara. Alright, we're going to pick up those cards. Or, sorry about this, babe. I need to try and move that across and up. There we go. You should be able to see those cards. There we go. Yeah. Right, let's have a look. I wish I could get them a bit closer, but I'm not using my HD camera for readings today. I've got too many to do today, and there's just not going to be, you know, when I have to render the video, it's going to take too long. Okay, I wanted to have a look at stuff from the Cancerian's point of view. It made sense to you. I obviously know what your feelings are on the matter. We want to see him. So what's the situation for him around the matter? Right, so death. Change. And I think that in terms of the death card, it's about changes. Changing from being friends into being lovers. That's what I think's going on, because death isn't always the ending of a relationship in a love reading. The death card shows it, but whatever state you're at in a relationship, the death card will tell you that there'll be a change from that. So if you are merely friends and it's a platonic relationship, that death card will say there's going to be a change, and that change could be into a fully fledged love affair. So I feel for him this is all about kind of these massive changes that could take place within your relationship. i.e. going from being friends into something more. And what's his mental and emotional concern? What does he feel mentally and emotionally around that? He's open to it because you've got a King of Cups. He's definitely open to that because it says here that he is emotionally open. The King of Cups is somebody who is emotionally open and receptive, and he is emotionally very compliant. The King of Cups, because the King of Cups loves love, and he wants to be in love, and if he's in love with someone, he wants to have that with them. So this is change, and that change is going from the state that you're in right now as being friends to being lovers and in a proper relationship together. And he is mentally and emotionally, King of Cups, he's emotionally open to that. What's the reason for that? Because Four of Coins, he can't let you go, I think, with the Four of Coins energy. Pardon me, wait till I take sips of my drink. I just think that this guy can't let you go. Because the Four of Coins is clinging and holding on to something. It depends on how you aspect the card. The card is aspected very well. Because your question is, let's have a look again. Yeah, the old feelings have come back. My new question is, what is the future development of our relationship? Will we only ever be friends? So I'm asking from his point of view. He obviously knows that you're friends. You know that you're friends. The old feelings have come back. Therefore, this is about death, changes from a friendship into a fully fledged love relationship. This is about how he mentally and emotionally processes that concept. And it's saying that the King of Cups, he is emotionally open to that. If that card had been reversed, I'd have read that to say he's very kind of detached from that. Or if that had been a King of Swords, maybe there'd have been an emotional detachment, or he was thinking about it very... But he's definitely, I think, emotionally open, because I feel he finds it very difficult to let go of you. He still clings to the idea of this with the Four of Coins energy. And also, when you get the Four of Coins, you hold something in a place of value. So it could be also because he values you and he still holds you close as something of value with that Four of Coins energy. You're still very valuable to him. What is the personal situation between the both of you? Well, the situation is all about friendship, which is nice. Three of Cups. So the situation is saying that right now, the situation around, the energy around you guys, it's all about friendship. That's the Three of Cups energy. And Two of Cups I deem to be the card that indicates a very close, connected relationship where there is very much a synergy in feelings. There is very much a symbiotic feeling in feelings. There is two people are on the same page. So two people are heavily emotionally connected. But the Three of Cups is more about a friendship showing up here. What is the situation you're experiencing concerning this friendship right now? It's truth. It's honest. There's power and there's strength and there's honesty here. Because the Ace of Swords, but also this can be separation. Not in a bad way, but this is truth. Usually I use the Ace of Swords when it's reversed as to be the separation card. The Ace of Swords and the upright, I say, yeah, it's honest, it's truth. It is truth, with the Ace of Swords, that energy showing here. So what you're experiencing right now, and for the both of you as well, I feel not just power and truth, but I would say around this relationship, I would say that you're both kind of experiencing right now in terms of this friendship. With that Three of Cups, you're experiencing some form of an honest insight into the relationship as well, because Ace of Swords means clarity, and Ace of Swords means to see things clearly. So you're probably both experiencing some form of a clear insight concerning the relationship as well. What's the reason for that? Right. Eight of Swords. So this is aspected by that Eight of Swords. Not great. For some reason, there seems to be, with this Ace of Swords, I feel that there's two things. I mean, I could read the Ace of Swords as being separation. I mean, you've got the friendship here, but there's separation here because he lives in one state, you live in the other, and you're experiencing this separation because you're both bound to whatever, your jobs, your lives where you are, your individual, your independent lives. It could be that. Could also be in terms of this friendship, what you're experiencing is truth and honesty and clarity, because maybe there are, with the Eight of Swords energy, some limitations that keep you guys apart, for example, because the Eight of Swords indicates limitations and restrictions. So maybe, it's not just about separation in terms of your relationship, your friendship, because you're both bound to whatever it is that you do independently in your different states. But also, in terms of this friendship, what you're both experiencing is a clear insight that there are some restrictions and limitations in terms of the relationship with the Eight of Swords energy. And it also might be that there's clarity here of mind concerning your friendship, because this might be based on maybe one of you feeling very kind of nervous or scared or anxious and that type of thing with that Eight of Swords energy. What is his hopes and desires concerning your relationship? Because we can see here that, you know, he would be very open to a massive change occurring, because I don't think he really wants to let you go. I think that he still clings to you and he still holds you as something of value. But what are his hopes and desires concerning you, Sahara? Well, the situation is about the Two of Cups, and I mentioned that card before. The situation is all about your relationship, being together, being in love, dating with the Two of Cups energy. And this Two of Cups looks... It's, you know, Two of Cups is one of those cards that usually, excuse me, usually it would be based on the idea of partnership and, you know, friendship even, and this could be any type of partnership. But on this particular deck, because I'm using the Stephen Bright Tarot, which is amazing, the Spirit Within Tarot, he's drawn the figures so that two people are sitting together in their clinking glasses. It looks like a very romantic depiction of the Two of Cups. So this is, for me, this version of the Two of Cups is my romantic Two of Cups. So the situation is all about a romance between two people who are connected via heart and mind, two people who have a mutual interest in each other with the Two of Cups, a romantic and emotional interest within one another, and even a spiritual one to a certain extent, because we've got the sun or the moon sitting behind, and moons are very spiritual, so there's very much a spiritual connection idea, I think, in these cards. What are his hopes concerning your relationship with this Two of Cups energy? His hopes are to do the Emperor. It's interesting, it's a tricky one when you hope, because the Emperor means to take control. When you're the Emperor, your hope as an Emperor would be to put things to structure, to get some form of stability going, because that's what emperors do. And I think that concerning your relationship, his hope would be to build some form of structure concerning the relationship, so that it would be more kind of, you both knew what you were doing, if that makes any sense. So for example, you know, if in the personal situation here, Sahara, we have that you're friends, okay, the situation is all about your friendship. But then we've got what you're experiencing around this Ace of Swords energy is separation, because you're both bound to your individual responsibilities in your own states where you come from. It might be that he says, well, you know, my desire would be about this relationship, the Two of Cups, that I could put more order into it. This can be the card of boundaries, but I don't want to go there with the word boundaries, because to me this is kind of like his hope would be to kind of put some structure in there. Do you see what I mean? So that you weren't always apart, maybe showing up here, and that maybe with the Emperor energy there was a certain kind of structure, i.e. we see each other this time, you know, she comes to see me, say, once every 2 weeks, I go to see her once every 2 weeks, so there's an order and a structure being put in there. What is the reason? And, you know, because the Emperor is all about taking control of situations, so his hope might be, well, I'd love to take control of this relationship. It might be that his hope would be with that Emperor energy, well, I'd like to commit to this relationship, I'd like to become more of a permanent fixture, because when I see this particular Emperor, he sits on a chair, and the chair is kind of very structured. If you look at it, it's like, there's nothing fancy about the chair, it's just a very structured chair. It's got, you know, 4 legs and a back on it, everything's very square. So he might want to, his hopes might be, well, I hope that I'd, you know, in terms of our relationship, that I would be able to be the Emperor, you know, protect her, or I'd be able to implement some form of structure in this relationship, or I'd be able to control certain facets of the relationship. What's the reason for that? Yeah, the Star. I think that this guy is very hopeful, and I feel that this guy has a lot of hopes and dreams and wishes concerning this relationship with that Star energy. You know, so far the reading looks really good on his part in terms of how he feels and what he would like, you know, and what he would want in terms of this relationship. This is a very positive energy, very positive, because the Star is pretty much a positive card all the time. And I feel with the Emperor and him, his hopes would be to kind of kind of implement some structure, you know, so you would have, you know, a running order of how the relationship would work. Okay, so Sahara comes and sees me once every 10 days or every 2 weeks. I go and see her every 2 weeks, and if we can organise a time. So this is the organisational card of the Emperor. So I feel that concerning your relationship with the Two of Cups, his hopes would be that he could organise with this Emperor energy something concerning how often you guys see each other, that type of thing, because I think that he does have some hopes and dreams and wishes concerning this relationship with the Star energy. What are his expectations? Well, the situation is all about the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords could be rushing into things. The Knight of Swords could be sudden changes. The Knight of Swords can also mean an exit. I think that this is more about just rushing into something concerning you. Rushing into kind of trying to kind of get this organisation and structure going concerning your relationship. I feel that his around his expectations, it's all about rushing into things with that Knight of Swords energy. What is his expectations if this were to happen? There would be loss. There'd be a lot of hurt here with the Five of Swords, because the Five of Swords is all about hurt and loss. So it's almost like, because the Emperor is the planning card of the tarot. He plans ahead, does the Emperor. He plans and he organises and he, you know, structures things and he stabilises things, and all of those things take time. The Emperor again is a very slow card, so he likes to kind of work slowly but surely into situations. And the difference is around the expectation situation. It's all about rushing into things. And he's saying, well, if we rush into anything here, I expect that a relationship would fail. There'd be a lot of hurt here with the Five of Swords energy. And the reason for that is because too many burdens. And I get the impression what's going on with him, he doesn't want the burdens being placed on him. He'd like to... What I feel here is that this guy would like to take things at a very slow pace, because he realises that if there is a rush with that Knight of Swords and, you know, it puts him under pressure with that Ten of Wands energy, then someone's going to get hurt, because it'll be like, well, we'll do this, this and this, but then it might be, well, he says to himself, well, what if I can't fulfil that? What if I can't do that? You know, and it almost feels like to me the guy doesn't really want to make any promises on this one. You know, he seems like a fairly upstanding type of a bloke to me from what I can see so far. Usually I can see a rat in a reading straight off, but this doesn't look like a rat, or he doesn't look like he can't be trusted. He looks like he kind of thinks about things. You know, in all of his areas, this area here, this area here, and this area here, it looks very good. And it looks very upstanding. And to me, it looks extraordinarily honest as well. The fact that in his, you know, hopes, you know, it's all about your relationship. His hope that would be that he could organise something, stabilise the relationship, build some form of order and structure, because he's hopeful of a future probably with you, with the Star. But his expectations are, well, if I rush into this, you know, I expect that somebody's going to get hurt. We might not last that long in this relationship, because it's just going to put a lot of pressure on us, or put a lot of pressure on me. And that might be why at the moment maybe he wants to keep a friendship rather than a relationship, because when you're friends with someone, it's easier to, you know, to organise and arrange things. There's no real pressure, because you're not kind of saying, yeah, we're in this thing together. And when you start off in a relationship with someone, I mean, I've been out with someone who I was friends with, and then the dynamics completely changed when we became friends. There was much more of a requirement and demands of time and that type of thing, and that can really put burdens on a relationship, Sahara. So I get the impression he just doesn't want the burdens of that. It's easier to kind of ease something in and build something slowly rather than rushing into it. And that's why I said from the time you met, maybe it would take around 10 months to get something going. What can you not see going on around the situation? Well, the situation is all about the Four of Swords. And Four of Swords is often the card that says we lie back and we contemplate a situation. The Four of Swords also means that there is a lack of action taking place. What is it you're not seeing around that Four? And I think that this is all about him lying back and contemplating stuff. What is it you're not seeing around that Four of Swords? The Hermit. Okay, so I feel that he is distancing himself away from this energy. Because if you look at the Hermit, he's looking into the Five of Swords, but he's at such a distance that he doesn't want to get hurt. So I feel that what you can't see is that this guy has thought about the situation with you, and he's thought to himself, you know, I would like, because it's showing here, yeah, he'd be very receptive to changing from becoming, you know, the status of your relationship, Sahara, from becoming friends to lovers. He'd be receptive to that with the King of Cups energy, because he still holds you as a great deal of value in his life. But at the same time, he expects that if he rushed into anything here, there'd be a lot of hurt, possibly separation with that Five of Swords, because the demands and the, you know, the huge amount of kind of demands and requirements to keep a relationship going will probably become quite a chore and unbearable. And in the hidden factors, what you can't see is that he's probably thought about this quite a bit. And what you can't see is that he's wanted to distance himself from hurting you, or distance himself from any kind of harm or difficulty or conflict within your relationship, because he's happy with the way that things are and you're friends. And I think that he really likes you with the Four of Wands energy. I get the impression that this person just does not want to upset the apple cart, and he doesn't want to disrupt the situation. I think he likes you an awful lot. I really do. And I think that you hold a great deal of value, you know, close to his chest. So he holds you in a place of esteem with that Four of Coins, and he holds you very close to his chest as someone of value. But he also recognizes that if he changes from a friendship into a love relationship, it's going to change the dynamics of your relationship and probably put a lot of pressure on him. What can I see happening in the next 6 months between you guys? Well, the situation is all about happiness and contentment and joy. This can also be the card that indicates going out partying and drinking and socialising as the Nine of Cups energy. What is coming in around that Nine of Cups energy? Wishes coming true as well as the Nine of Cups achievement. Well, I see you guys working on something here. What are you working on? What's the reason for working? Page of Wands energy. So Page of Wands is all about going out and having fun. I'm seeing a lot of happiness between you guys in the next 6 months. Nine of Cups is the situation. So there's contentment, there's satisfaction, a lot of joy with that Nine of Cups energy. Wishes starting to come true, because I see you guys working on your relationship with the Eight of Pentacles energy. I'm not saying it's going to be love, but I certainly feel that you guys will be working and striving towards building a relationship. And the reason for that is because of the Page of Wands. I think you just enjoy each other's company. You know, you might go and visit him again, for example, within the next 6 months, because the Page of Wands is also an explorer and a traveller. So this could be you going to visit him, Page of Wands energy. He may come and visit you with the Page of Wands energy. It might be that you end up doing lots of fun things together, for example. You enjoy each other's company. You know, I'm just seeing a lot of fun here, and possibly working on the relationship in terms of, you know, nothing too serious, because it is a page nevertheless, but, you know, lots of hard work being put in, especially communication wise as well, messages, WhatsApp and that type of thing, lots of, you know, messages and stuff being sent back and forth, but it's all in this, you know, in the vein of fun. So I'm seeing things building in a really kind of nice and fun way here, travel and that type of thing. What is the overall outcome for your relationship in the next 6 months? So let's have a look. So the Queen of Wands, you are a Leo, so that's you showing up there. So the situation is all about you, and it's tricky, you know, when you look at a court card, because court cards they're just people, and that's you. So this is all maybe about your motivations and ambitions potentially. Let's have a look at the overall outcome around you. Nine of Coins. I still see you as kind of single in the next 6 months with this person, because Nine of Coins shows that you can be seeing someone or you can be having fun, but you're not necessarily in a relationship. So, but then this is gaining value as well. So the overall outcome, the situation is going to be about you in the next 6 months overall. And the overall outcome around you is the Nine of Coins energy. Singledom, independence, gaining value. What's the reason for the Nine of Coins? Seven of Swords, stabbed in the back. Deception. I have to read it like, it feels like a deception showing up there. There's something that might go awry. I do see you guys in the next 6 months starting to build something here and having lots of fun, but I feel that the situation overall is going to be about you and your choice, probably with the Nine of Coins, to stay on your own. There's something about that Seven of Swords. There's some form of a deception here, I think. Let's have a quick look at, see if we can clarify that. Or if it's not deception, it might be that he's avoiding getting too close. maybe within the next 6 months. At the moment, I feel I'm only seeing friendship. I think you could build on that friendship in this area here. And maybe it'll go further, potentially in the next 10 months. But I feel for the next sort of 6 months that I'm looking into, I don't really see anything like a relationship building it. I certainly feel that he would like to. That's the impression I'm getting from this area here. I do definitely feel that he would like to build something more. But this Seven of Swords bugs me. Possibly this isn't deception. It's probably him trying to avoid the situation. I'll ask what it means and through the Lenormand. In 2 cards, what do you mean by the Seven of Swords? Because I'm seeing that the overall outcome is going to be about Sahara, who is the Queen of Wands, because she, I believe, is a Leo. I think it's July 28th you were born on. And the overall outcome is her. This is you, 9 of Coins, kind of staying on your own, remaining independent. Because, and it might be that you still got a friendship, but he's still kind of avoiding with that Seven of Swords. What do you mean by the Seven of Swords in 2 cards for the Lenormand? What do you mean by that Seven of Swords in 2 cards? Well, gifts, bouquets, the gift card. Invitations is the bouquet card. Yeah, you see, you've got the invitation. The man is making an invitation. A nice man. Man, that's him there. A nice man, usually, when you've got the bouquet. Sending letters. He's looking at a nice man looking to send a letter. So this might be more about... I don't think this is deception. I think it's more kind of... Because the letter is kind of emails and text messages. So he looks to kind of communicate with that letter energy, probably via letter, okay? But I get the impression that this is you, because this is also a Leo woman, the snake. That's you, and then I've got you looking over at, there's a whisper in your ear, and the cross is burdens, woman facing burden. I don't know whether there's another woman showing here, because it's almost like your suspicion that you've got kind of challenge with another woman or something like that. What I'm seeing here is that we'll go through this reading very quickly again, okay? So your question, let's go back to your question, Sahara. You say, right, my visit to another state with my friend is coming to an end, so I'll have to go back to my state soon, and per my last reading, you were correct. The old feelings have come back. My new question is, what is the future development of our relationship? Will we only ever be friends, or is there a chance to be more? So what I feel here is that, and I wanted to have a look at, because I know what your standpoint is, but I really wanted to kind of have a look and see if I could find out what his standpoint is. And I feel that the situation around his mental and emotional this is all about change, because so the Death card would say going from friends to becoming lovers. He is emotionally receptive to that, mentally and emotionally, because I feel that he holds you as great value. He sees you as somebody who's very valuable as well, with the Four of Coins energy, okay? I feel around the personal situation there is friendship. However, what you're experiencing, Ace of Swords energy, could be hurt, could be separation, because you're both bound by responsibilities in your own respective states. But it could also be that what you're experiencing is some clarity or insight here, because there are restrictions. So you're very clear about probably the restrictions that you both experience. I feel that what's going on around his hopes, though, we've got the Two of Cups. So the situation is all about your relationship and becoming lovers, okay? In which he would hope that he could commit to that with the Emperor energy, because the Emperor is usually a married man or a committed man in a relationship, or he could kind of organise or structure this relationship because he feels very positive about it. So it would be kind of getting things in order. Yeah, I know where we are, I know what we're doing. Let's set times for, seeing each other, because we live in different states. Let's say we see each other every 2 weeks. That he would like, I think, to do that, possibly commitment, because he feels very positive about you and the relationship. I feel around his expectations, though, he says, well, but if I rush into this with the Knight of Swords, I expect that there's going to be hurt. We won't last very long with that Five of Swords energy, because it's going to place too much pressure on me with the Ten of Wands energy. I do feel that what you're not seeing is that he's thought about this a great deal with the Four of Swords energy when he's been on his own. And what you're not seeing is that he wants to distance himself away from doing the Five of Swords, from getting hurt, from hurting you, from kind of, cutting off from the friendship, because you seem to have a good friendship going with that Four of Wands. You seem to be kind of happy how you are at the moment. Next 6 months, happiness, Nine of Cups is the situation, and you're going to experience around that just working towards building a relationship of sorts. I think it's a friendship. I think it's because probably with the Page of Wands, you probably have a lot of fun together and you'd like to build on that fun. Possibly lots of messaging going on as well, travel as well with that Page of Wands energy. The overall outcome though is you on your own. Queen of Wands is the situation, you on your own, and what the overall outcome around you being on your own is the Nine of Coins energy. Just feeling comfortable with that, with the Nine of Coins, because it might be that you recognise or you realise that this guy is trying to avoid becoming more than lovers, and the reason that he'd be trying to avoid it is because he doesn't want to make a mistake, more than likely, but also because the reason that he's probably trying to avoid it is that he is a nice man, I think, with this bouquet and the gentleman, but he's looking at sending messages, or he's sending messages, and you might be, or it might be in the way that he starts communicating with you, you know, and this might make you suspicious that that you're kind of facing struggles. You're either the woman here facing struggles, or maybe you're suspicious that there's a problem because of a third woman or something, second woman or something like that. But it's almost like you start to think, I'm not sure about this, because even though we have a good time together, he seems reluctant to commit. So from the reading, from what I can see right now, I don't see you guys building, you know, anything more than friendship at the moment. Okay, I'm seeing that, but that's within 6 months. We'll see where it goes from there, but I just don't see as yet you guys building something. I'm just going to ask through the Lenormand very quickly before we finish what it sees in the next 10 months for your relationship. I'm going to get a 5-carder on this. What do you see in the next 10 months for Sahara's relationship with this Cancerian male? What do you see for their relationship in the next 10 months? How will their relationship work out? In 5 cards, central card needs to be my answer, and I'll work around the other cards around that central card. So the third card in the middle needs to be the answer, and then we'll figure out what's going on around this with the 2 cards side by side. Showing what you see for their relationship in the next 10 months. Okay. Okay, so let's have a look. Right, child is the first card. So opportunities. Okay, so I'm not seeing opportunities here because we've got the grave. So it's almost like an opportunity or something new beginning is at an end. I'm seeing distance, I'm afraid, with the clock tower showing up here. The gentleman he shows again. There's 2 gentlemen here in the outcome. It's saying that there's 2 gentlemen involved in the situation, ending of an opportunity here and distance. So there's distance I'm seeing in the future in the next 10 months, I'm afraid, with that tower. And around that it's talking about a couple of gentlemen being involved concerning the ending of an opportunity, because the grave and the child is the new beginning, and there's an ending of something here. So I just don't know whether you guys are really going to make it even within 10 months. Even though the first reading was kind of alluding to possibly within 10 months of being something really good. Though I see you guys, and I feel that the relationship is probably going to remain friends for the time being. I just don't see... I'll see what do you mean by the 2 gentlemen, because I'm seeing there's 2 men showing here. And he's saying that in the next 10 months, there's going to be some distance. It's involving 2 men, so maybe these are other options for you. And there's no opportunity here. It's involving 2 men, there's distance. So I'm seeing distance in the next 10 months. Involving 2 men and the ending of an opportunity, and it's involving 2 men. Who are these 2 men, or what's these 2 men got to do with this situation? The lady, which I think is you, and the ship. Okay, so I think that you move on, because we've got the ship energy showing up here, and then we've got the lady, which is you. So it's almost like you smell the roses, and it's almost like it's almost like there's a shift with that ship energy. I'm seeing here a letter inviting you, an invitation. It's almost like in the next 10 months, you're going to get a letter, and it's going to invite you. You're going to get an invitation from a friend, all right? Letter, invitation from a friend inviting you to go abroad, or to move somewhere, or to travel somewhere. So this might be involving another man. So it might be that the relationship doesn't come into its own, not because of him. It's because I think that what's going to happen here is that you're going to kind of like say, look, I'm comfortable on my own, because he seems like he wants to avoid kind of building a relationship from a friendship. So it might actually be that this ending off this opportunity concerning you and this man, in which there's a little bit of distance here, is involving not just him, but also probably another. So there might be another person that comes on the scene in the next 10 months, and this person invites you with the letter energy and that bouquet, a letter of invitation here from a friend, and that's usually a male in the Lenormand, inviting you to go abroad or to travel somewhere else or to move on, that type of thing. Okay, a committed friend as well, dog in the ring. Maybe this friend is inviting you, a letter of invitation, could be to a wedding, or maybe, I don't know what this is, but this is usually a dog in the ring or a committed friend, letter of invitation, inviting the woman to travel or something like that. Okay, but I think that it's almost like, okay, I'm going to call it here. I think that you're going to find out that this guy is avoiding becoming more than friends. He'll do it because he doesn't want the pressure of it. He likes you and he's open, definitely receptive to, and he likes the idea of being in something more with you. But I feel, Sahara, looking at this reading, that this guy doesn't want to do this because he doesn't want the pressure off it. And I think that you'll come to know that. Though I see you seeing this person again and having a good time and everything, I think he doesn't want to do it. Now, I think that through the Lenormand, it's saying that there's going to be distance in the next 10 months, okay? The opportunity that you were seeing with him to be lovers is coming to an end. And it's about two men showing here. Maybe this is about him and his friends or something like that. But it's saying that you're going to be invited, all right, to commit maybe to a friendship with this person here. All right, and this might involve some travel as well. So you may be invited via letter to travel. So an email, text, whatever it is, to travel, see him from a committed friend, which could probably be him. But I feel that when you go on another trip, maybe within the next 10 months or so, you're going to discover with that journal energy that this person is a bit of a rider. And the rider is a bit of a player, okay? Possibly this could be something sexual, whip in the sun. Because whip is a sexual card. And the sun is like pleasure and stuff like that. So I think that you're going to find out that this person is something other than what he says he is going forward. I think you're going to discover that this person has other intentions as well. But it's not because he disrespects you. It's because he just doesn't want the pressure, I think, of a relationship. That's at least what I'm seeing in this reading. I hope that, you do get with this person. But what I'm seeing in this reading is somebody likes you a lot. They'd be very receptive to change, but he's afraid of all of the pressure, that type of thing. And it might be that because of that, he just wants to keep the relationship light and airy and possibly even just a sexual thing, potentially. But he doesn't want to commit the whole way. All right, that's what I'm seeing in your reading, my darling. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.